Okay, so this is Zaku, or 44th Warframe. Now, they are a combination of 3 different Warframes fused into one, or broken Warframe, or community design frame to some degree. To get the blueprint, you simply have to run the Heart of Deimos quest, and to get the other parts, you simply have to run bounties while out in Cambion Drift, the open world. Now, the important question is Zaku any good, right? That's the golden one. Over the last few days, I've had a lot of people coming into my stream telling me how bad they thought Zaku was, and I agreed. I thought Zaku was very, very mediocre, kind of sucked. But then I was told I was playing them all wrong. Zaku is not a room nuking Warframe, not so much of a damage dealer as they are a defense stealer. Now, this footage is set in the Steel Path, and Zaku is stripping all high level enemies of all of their defenses and nuking them as if they were level 10. That's where Zaku shines. Synergy between 3 abilities, Zata's Whisper, Gaze, and their ultimate, the Vast Untime, which means Zaku is a bloody good Warframe but needs some tweaking because they are incredibly energy hungry, which I'll get into in a minute. Now, Zaku's passive gives them a 25% chance for incoming projectiles to pass right through them, so a bit of damage avoidance. You can increase this with Zaku's ultimate, which brings it right the way up to 75%. Now, their first ability, Zata's Whisper, will give your weapons additional void damage, and this bonus void damage is increased by your weapon mods and can cause this kind of mini mag bubble effect, which is the void status effect, around enemies that are hit by it. Now, the bonus void damage you get from using this ability doesn't deal anything extra to Eidolons, so sad face if you're an Eidolon hunter, because I know some of you are really hoping this would work. Now, Zaku's second ability is called Grasp of Luck, which is where you will steal enemy weapons. They will then float beside you like some kind of spectral weapon, and it will be based on your energy colour and deal void damage as well. These weapons will scale based on your enemy level and the power strength that you have equipped on your Warframe. But truth be told, the ability cast itself has a really horrible range. You need to be right in your enemies' faces, and the animation takes way too long as well. The weapons themselves, when stolen, will deal a decent amount of damage, but much more when you use them in combination with their ultimate ability, since it makes enemies take 50% more void damage. Zaku's third ability is the key to their effectiveness in my opinion, the Lost. 3 different abilities rolled into one that you can rotate between: Accuse, Gaze, and Deny. Accuse is like mind control, where you will target enemies and those caught up in it will then turn around and fight for you, become friendly. Deny is the void laser beam that deals void damage to anything caught in its path, but the standout ability of the Lost is definitely Gaze. This ability will strip enemies of all of their defenses with the right power strength equipped on your Zaku. 100% defense is gone, not just armor or shield, but defenses in general. It even strips down sentience, as you can see here, but it means you're restricted to a certain build with your Zaku because you need 200% power strength to strip 100% of their defenses. So Gaze, when cast, will lock one enemy down in a kind of void web and create a large radius around that target. Any enemy that steps inside the radius will have their defenses stripped, but if they step back outside the radius, they will of course regain their defenses, so you're going to have to kill them while they don't have those defenses. With 190% range, this ability Gaze has a 15 meter radius, 15, which isn't great, but you can have 2 enemies affected by Gaze at the same time, which means you can have overlapping circles, but in my opinion it could do with a bump in range. Then you have Zaku's ultimate ability, the Vast Untime. This is where you go full Ultron mode into your little skimpy skeleton. You will explode, sending body parts flying, and any enemy caught in the blast will take void damage, will also have a debuff that makes them take 50% more void damage from all of your other abilities, and have a slow effect added to them as well. So this, in combination with your first ability, Zata's Whisper, which gives your weapons bonus void damage on top of the enemies taking more void damage on top of enemies having no defenses because you've stripped them all, makes Zaku a bit of an absolute crazy Warframe when used, I guess, in that way. Instead of just thinking that there's some kind of room nuke from their actual ability from that Grasp of Luck, which is what I was kind of thinking I could get out of it. Now, the energy thing, the Vast Untime costs 100 energy to cast, and also drains energy while it's active, which is absolutely terrible. Having a cost and having a drain at the same time is not a good idea. We had that for the longest time on Ember a long time ago, and the community hated it so much that it was changed. So why the feck bring it back? Why give it to another Warframe? Gaze costs 75 energy as well per cast, Add that on top of the 100 for the ultimate and the drain for the ultimate, as well as your Zata's Whisper, and you're left with serious energy issues. Now I'm running a max arcane energize to help me out, but if you don't have a max arcane energize, then with a build like this you might be in trouble, or else you might have to sacrifice something and put in a rage or a hunter adrenaline. Now Grasp of Loke has got range issues. It has an 8 meter range, 8 meters for the cast to steal guns, and the cast animation itself, while in it, is a little bit too long. You can get killed while stuck in that animation. Then you have the need for survivability mods of some kind, because the 75% damage avoidance doesn't work on area of effect explosions and gas and things like that, which means at high levels or in the steel path, one bombard explosion is all it takes and Zaku is dead. So it means that your build is going to have to be very, very restricted to a certain setup. This is my current setup. I've gone for power, strength, range and a bit of duration. I would have loved to pop in some efficiency mods, but that would mean dropping out vitality or adaptation, which you could do. You could drop out adaptation if you felt comfortable enough doing so. Entirely up to you, your build. Like I said, 200% power strength is needed for the complete strip. Range is also needed for the radius of that gaze ability, as well as a small bit of duration for that ability. But how you go about modding after you've met those requirements is entirely up to you. Zaku definitely has potential, but they do need some tweaking. Just increase their range on abilities, reduce the energy cost, and remove the energy drain from that ultimate, and you have a really good Warframe. But let me know in the comment section below what you think of Zaku, whether you think he's good or not. And as always, thanks very much for watching.